Ayajayad dharmasutam
Ayajayad dharmasutam Asvamedhasu tribhirvibhuva.
So api shamam anujay rakshan.
So api kshamam anujay raksham.
Reme Krishnam anuvrataha.
Reme Krishnam anuvrataha.
Ayajayad dharmasutam
Ayajayad
Dharmasutam
ashamedhai tribhi vibhuhu.
Asvamedhai tribhirvibhuva.
So api shamam anujay rakshan.
So api kshamam
Manujay
anujay
Rakshan
raksham.
Reme Krishnam
Reme Krishnam anuvrataha.
Sutam
Ayajayam
Dharmasutam
Medhai tribhi vibhuhu.
Vibhu
So api shamam anujay rakshan.
so
Manujay Rakshan
Anuvrataha.
Reme
Krishna Anubhaktaha
Dharmasutam
Ayajayam dharma
O api shamam
manujay raksham
Eme Krishna anuvrataha.
Prabhuji, your sound is not clear.
Because you people are making sound.
No.
Ayajayad dharmasutam ashamaidhai tribhi vibhuhu. So api shamam anujay rakshan Reme Krishnam anuvrataha. Ayajat made to perform Dharmasutam by the son of Dharma, Maharaj Yudhishthira. Ashramedai by the horse sacrifices. Tribhihi, three. Vibhu, the Supreme Lord. Saha, Maharaj Yudhishthira. Api, also. Shamam, the earth. Anujahi, assisted by the younger brothers. Rakshan, protecting. Reme, enjoy. Krishna, Krishna, the personality of God. Anuvrataha, constant follower. The Supreme Lord induced the sons of Dharma to perform three horse sacrifices, and Maharaj Yudhishthira constantly followed Krishna, the personality godhead, protected and enjoyed the earth, assisted by younger brothers. The Supreme Lord induced sons of Dharma to perform three horse sacrifices, and Maharaj Yudhishthira constantly following Krishna, personality godhead, protected and enjoyed the earth, assisted by his younger brothers. Yes, Priya Mataji, like to read.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Purport: Maharaja Yudhishthira was the ideal monarchical representative on the earth because he was a constant follower of the Supreme Lord, Sri Krishna. As stated in the Vedas, Ishopanishad, the Lord is the proprietor of the entire manifested cosmic creation, which presents a chance for the conditioned souls to revive their eternal relationship with the Lord and thus go back to Godhead, back home. The whole system of the material world is arranged with that program and plan. Anyone who violates the plan is punished by the law of nature. Prabhuji, you need to scroll up. Yes. Which is acting by the direction of the Supreme Lord. Maharaja Yudhishthira was installed on the throne of the earth as a representative of the Lord. The king is always expected to be the representative of the Lord. Perfect monarchy necessitates representation of the supreme will of the Lord, and Maharaja Yudhishthira was the ideal monarch on this supreme principle. Both the king and the subjects were happy in the discharge of the worldly duties, and thus protection of the citizens and enjoyment of natural life with full cooperation of material nature followed in the reign of Maharaja Yudhishthira and his worthy descendants like Maharaja Parikshit. Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisheshaya Shunavadi Ashad Deshatarine Jayo Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasati Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Ayan Jayat Dharma Sutam Ashrame Daitiribhi Vibhuhu Swapishava Anujay Rakshan Reme Krishnam Anu Vrataha. The Supreme Lord induced the son of Dharma to perform 3 house sacrifices, and Maharaj Yudhishthira, constantly following Krishna, the personality of Godhead, protected and enjoyed the earth, assisted by his younger brothers. So there were 3 house sacrifices. These are Ashwamedha Yagna, Ashwamedham Kavalambai. There are 5 things which are banned in Kaluga. One of the things is Ashwamedha Yagna. What is the Yagna basically? You all know about when a horse was sent all around the world to declare supremacy of the king. Why it is so? Because one person has to be supreme. Otherwise, just like in a kingdom, there is only one person representing a kingdom. If nobody is the king, then there is going to be chaos, anarchy. It is true. Somebody has to make decision. Even in a house, at the end of the day, somebody has to make a decision. Within a house, there is always a leader. Within a city, there is always a leader. Correct. Why is the people in the city have to do whatever you do? You do election. Previously, there is another way. Why it is needed? What is the use? One person is the leader. He decides things. In the state, there is a leader. In the country, there is a leader. Why not for the world, there should be a leader? It's logical. Today, there is chaos and anarchy because there is no leader in the world. Then there is cold war, hot war, nothing needed. The leader is declared, it's all over. And the leader used to be good. Actually, people used to benefit. But still, there has to be declared a leader. So a horse will ascend all around the world to accept supremacy. A particular person declare, I am the leader. But anybody feels that he is more powerful than him, can come give a contest, whoever wins will be the leader. So horse was sent all around the world. He used to Mara 3 times. Not 1 time, 2 times, 3 times. And he was declared the leader of the whole world. Okay? No doubt, he is the leader. So in this way, we can understand this is the principle of Ashwamedha Yagna. And after the horse goes all around the world, there is a big yagna, big function to declare him as the leader. And the horse will be sacrificed at that time. Ashwamedha. Oh my God. So they would do such a thing. No, the horse will immediately in front of everybody given a new birth. Now, these kind of things are not possible today. There are no priests who can chant mantras who are powerful to give an effect like that. True, we do not have. Therefore, it is bad. Ashwamedha Yajna. But Yudhishthira Maharaj could do it. Yudhishthira Maharaj could do 3 times Ashwamedha Yajnas, and he felt actually his main always was to worship Krishna, and he felt he has done some sin because so many people died in the battle. So many people died in the battle because of putting him in charge. He felt as if some sin has occurred in him. So therefore he was doing Ashwamedha Yajna 3 times. There is a great worship of the Lord. So by that, he's feeling that he has to repent for the sin he has done. But actually he had not done any sin. Because the war was fought by the Pandavas on the order of Krishna. Therefore there is no sin. And to Arjuna, Krishna created a little bewilderment and he came out of it. He didn't create the bewilderment from other Pandavas. And they fought the war, and true, but after the war was over, Yudhishthira Maharaj felt that this is great sin has occurred, and he was very sad. And Krishna tried to convince him. He said, no, it's all right. So he was not convinced. Krishna took him to then Vedavyasa, who also tried to convince him. He was still not convinced. Then Krishna took him to Bhishma, and Bhishma convinced him and also ordered him to rule. So this is the Yudhishthira Maharaj's life, and then after that he became the emperor. Now Prabhupada is talking about it. Why did Krishna want? And sometimes we really get confused. What is the system in Vedic time? Was it monarchy or democracy? Interestingly, you see, it's a combination. Monarchy was there, we all know that. In fact, around the world, monarchy was a system. Democracy is the biggest illusion of 21st century. It's, Prabhupada never liked it. He used to say, demon goes crazy, that is democracy. His word for democracy was demon goes crazy. He never liked the system. He says, particularly the multi-party system is horrible. But, only even somebody is doing good, others have to criticize. It's a nonsense system. Never liked the system. So around the world, if you see, always the system has been monarchy, not democracy. Around the world, always the system monarchy. One person represents the kingdom. And Krishna always wants his representatives should do that because it's quite natural. Everything belongs to Krishna. So want a representative will represent a king. That's like a kingdom. You have a company, you own a company. Who would you like to be the representative of the company? It is your business, no? It is your company. So you have a right to see the person leading the company is somebody who is obedient to you, somebody who fulfills your mission of the company, vision of the company. Won't you like that? If you own a company, won't you like the person who is the king or the owner or the CEO of the company is somebody who represents you there? He represents your wishes in the company. Isn't it true? So similarly, here we see that Krishna is the actual owner of the material world. So what is wrong if Krishna wishes is the representative should be the leader? Therefore, king used to be called as Naradeva. Naradeva means he is a human being who is representing the Lord in this world, just like Guru. Guru represents the Lord, king also represents the Lord. And the king's teachings, the rulings used to be such that if king punishes something, that is also according to wrong according to Shastra. But today it's not parallel. You can be legal at the same time sinful. Like today, in many parts of the world, you can drink, it is legal. Why it should be legal? That means the states are permitting drinking, which is actually punishable by Yamaraj. So legally we are sending him to hell. He will think it's all right, state allows drinking, but then he go to hell. So Yamaraj doesn't care, it's India's constitution. He doesn't keep book of constitution with him. He has Dharma Shastra, not your nonsense constitution, speculation of 10 jokers. Correct? That is not what Yamaraja keeps. Yamaraja, around the world, people speculate and create their own constitution. Correct? That is not absolute. I'm not inserting constitution which you are not allowed to do, but I'm telling it's just speculation. Every day you change. Every year you have meeting and then you change. But Dharma Shastras don't change. Yamaraja's rules are same. They don't change. It doesn't change a rule. Okay, today you can drink, it is legal. Tomorrow it will become illegal. Just like many of the vices in the past were illegal. Slowly they are being made legal. In fact, that's happening around the world. Even in the more orthodox country like Saudi Arabia, because they have to live in the part of the world, they're also started relaxing gradually. What to do? You have to be part of this world. Other you're isolated. Nobody will come and stay in your country if you don't allow drinking, because it has to be legal. So there are so many rules like that. Okay? So I'm not saying the rule in the country are perfect, but I'm giving the system process. So Yamaraja, you can be there for drink and go be punished by Yamaraj. You cannot say Yamaraj in the constitution Indian drinking is permitted. So I don't care. I have my own rules. Okay. Therefore, we need a king who perfectly represents the Lord. If you follow him, you also follow the Lord. So therefore, it is very good that a king is there who is actually a representative of the Lord. Not only in implementing the rules and regulations, also as an ideal example. The Pandavas are perfect devotees to the Lord, pure devotees. So they are an ideal example for everybody. People can see them and learn how to behave. Not only they are implementing, they are also the best examples. Amazing, great devotees to the Lord. They're always so dear to the Lord. They won the heart of the Lord. Prabhupada says, Pandavas by all good luck, but totally malleable servants of the Lord. And they were not ideal parasites. Krishna did not do that. Oh, Pandavas, you all sleep, I'll kill everybody. No. Krishna made them work actually. Make them fight the war, made them move the world. Correct? Now I told you it was a combination. Let us understand how. Among the Kshatriyas, the Brahmanas used to vote who will be the king. Just like Krishna gave a vote, Yudhishthira should be the king. Not everybody was allowed to vote in the Vedic time. Today, democracy, everybody votes. Prabhupada said that's the biggest problem. You cannot change the system. But then if this system has to continue, everybody has to vote, then people has to be educated. How to vote. How to select a good leader. And what's the problem today? People are not voting for that criteria at all. People vote based on, say, sectarian lines. People vote on religious lines. Every last thing is its capability to rule. And there is so much qualification needed to become an engineer. There is so much qualification needed to become a doctor. If you own a company and somebody has to handle, say, $1 million, you will be really careful which person is going to handle. Correct? It's a lot of money. He can misuse, he can exploit, he can run away with the money. So many things really worried about. And suppose somebody you have to give $10 million. Want to be much more careful? Just think about it. He's managing $10 million. Somebody is going to manage India's economy is something like, I think, $2 trillion and no training. That's a joke. There's once one person we had to meet long time ago. I was interested in a piece of land that was having some CRZ problem. So I went and met a minister in Bangalore. I said, sir, this. So I feel that this problem should not be there, logically speaking. So that secretary, not the minister, I met the secretary. Secretary heard the whole thing. He said, I tell you something, what you're telling is totally practical. We are having some, there are always laws of impracticality. The impracticality in your laws, in the law system we are having, because CRZ is based on this principle, there are mangroves, this is not affected in that area. And I've definitely put up your file. But the problem is, my minister is 6th pass. He has not studied more than 6th class. And I am here a PhD, an IS officer, after passing that exam. How do I convince him? And he told me this problem. Just imagine the joke. So you are having somebody to decide on some intricate laws in which he doesn't have an inherent even capacity to understand anything. So this is actually a joke, the system. We do not have any qualification for the person who's voted. And we don't have any qualification of person who is made in charge. And we have no qualification of person who's voting. Isn't this a joke? Correct? So in Vedic system, it was different. Nobody can be Kshatriya just by birth. We go to Gurukul, everybody's sent children go to Gurukul. And 5 to 13 years, they're trained there. And the Guru has the privilege to say yes or no to anybody on various grounds. And after he's watched a child enough 8 years, anytime he can send the child back home. Sorry, I can't train him. Because he deliver goods. At 25 years, he has to give a product ready to be able to execute some responsibility in the society as a Brahmana or a Kshatriya. But if he feels this person cannot be trained, he will send back home. Particularly Shudra was sent back home. Shudra is the one who cannot control his senses. He cannot be trained into Brahminical culture, Kshatriya culture. Vaishya also, there was not so much needed of education. Like Krishna, as a Vaishya, did not go to school and college. He was just playing with his friends, taking cows for grazing. That's it. If you have to learn how to take care of the cow, you have to learn how to milk a cow. Why you have to go to school and college? Please tell me. You don't need. You should learn the blacksmith's job, suppose. Why you have to go to school and college? For what purpose? So actually, the business, today if you see all the schools and colleges are on two lines. One is business and other is business and other is this bending iron business, which I call Shudra business. Why do you need school, college for that? You don't need actually. All the buildings of the colleges actually are waste, schools and college, because they're teaching only two things. How to bend an iron, that's called engineering, and how to make some money, business management. For these two, actually you don't need schools and college. You think what I'm talking is joke. I tell you something interesting. Have you know Marwadi class of people? They never send their children to schools and colleges. Never. They don't waste their time. Maybe in the early parts to learn some basic communication. That's all. They take them out as soon as they learn that. If you go to shops in every city, the most successful businessmen are Marwadis. And the children are on the job from the right age of maybe 12, 13 years. They're on the job. They finish their primary, they're on the job. And nobody can beat them in business skills. All around India, no city, anybody can compete with them. They're super. They're intelligent actually, right from childhood. Why? What is there to study? So-called business, big, you're a business manager in colleges, beat them left, right, center. Now come to Shudra education. You have to bend an iron, tell me why you should go to a school and college. For what? You sit with your father. The pottery has to be learned. You sit with your father, he'll teach you. We have to go to school, college for that. They will teach you the 25 varieties of sand. And they will show you right in front, no? Simply that kitabi gyana they give. And actually when they come out of the field, they're useless. Therefore they say, how many people have studied and gone, big people, that they're unemployable. After 4 years of study, they're unemployable. Because what is studied is totally gone outdated. Something else is on the field now. Books are written, academic curriculum is made, and it's always so slow, it never updated. So they're already out of picture. But if he's in a father's shop where bending iron is going on, he can see what is the latest. Number one. Number two, in the Vedic time, Shudra business was limited. It was there, but limited. Just like there was gold mining, definitely. As how they're having gold. But not like this. They go, 100 miles inside that. No. Say, by grace of the Lord, Krishna reveals. These assets come by the grace of the Lord. It is available very easily. Not that you have to go so far. Ugra karma was not part of the Vedic culture. There was mining. There was silver, there were gold. They were, like Krishna used to steal butter. They talk about they used to lock their door. Locks were there. Scissors were there. Correct? Because of Krishna, I think they had to make locks. So whatever it is. So these things were available, but not very, very deep and complicated. Simple. It's not that just to get these things, you have to spend 10 years in education. No, no. Now the 20 variety of locks, 7 key lock, 7 lever lock. Simple. Things were kept simple. Simple living, I think it was follows for every part of the culture. So they were these people, but they had their respective positions. So 5 to 13 years, somebody is educated. Then after that, he is sent away. Shudras he is sent away. Maybe Vaishyas also not much. He's mainly focusing on training Brahmanas and Kshatriyas. That's what we hear. We don't hear of Vaishyas being elaborate training. We don't hear that. They can learn with their father who's a businessman or anybody who's a businessman, like Marwadis. They will focus on two things, Brahmana and Kshatriyas. They will be trained. And they will be trained. In Bhagavad Gita says, Brahmana should train in Sataguna, strictly follow rules and regulation. Samadhama tapa shaucham shanti marjam evacha jnana vijnana astikyam brahma karma samavacham. So samadhama, full control of the mind and senses is trained. When Guru sees this person is so fickle, can't be trained, he'll send back home. I can't train with a Brahman. Or Kshatriya, also had 7 qualities to be trained. A lot of work was there. But if somebody cannot be trained, he will not train him. Correct? And he'll send back home. His nature is very restless. You go, become a Shudra, don't disturb me here. We'll send him home and he'll be happy. Therefore, Bhagavad Gita says, if you do work according to your nature, you'll be very peaceful. It is said, if you do what you like, you never work. Because you enjoy that work. Suppose somebody is a businessman by their nature, he will enjoy that work. No? Why put a person who wants money in education field? Suppose you are a teacher, hardly you will earn anything. Correct? You hardly earn anything. So you cannot be a teacher and want money. Just for your basic life, it's a Brahminical profession. Your enjoyment should be in teaching. Then you are cut for that job. But you want to make money and come to teaching, you'll be in trouble. It will not work out. So in different ways, therefore, it was very nicely divided. Samadhama tapa saucham shanti marjam evacha jnana vijnana astikyam brahma karma samavajam. This training was there. So now those who are Kshatriyas are the ones who are qualified as Kshatriyas, have been trained in Gurukul. Among them, for them they will be voting by the sages. There was voting. Therefore election was there. But public was not allowed to vote. Because they don't know how to select a leader. See, today, one of the fault of democracy, suppose you are a very great ruler, you are a great man, you have become the king or the prime minister of the world. Try to tomorrow ban drinking. You'll become unpopular and thrown out. Our city, Mangalore, 90% people drink. The shops of liquor are more decorated than jewelry shops. Those who come to Mangalore, you can watch. It's a joke, actually. Even in Bombay, it's not like that. I heard. The liquor shops, previously liquor shop means they will put a 0 watt bulb and people will go hiding and take a liquor around. Today, nobody's ashamed. In public, in mall, there is a liquor store, one section. People go very proudly and pick up expensive foreign liquor like a pride. Great, great. So that's not the way. People don't know how to vote. People will vote for somebody who promotes. So a good king has to many a time dissatisfy the subjects. Just like a good father may dissatisfy his family, but for their own good. Correct? I remember there was one father, he was one of my friends in school, and he got good rank in IIT. So later I asked him, how did he achieve that? He said, my father disconnected the TV. And we all hated it when he did it. But actually, because of that only, I could study. Correct? So a good father became unpopular in the house, but actually for the ultimate good. So same way, a good leader may dissatisfy the audience. The system of democracy doesn't allow that. A monarchy, we have no choice. That's the way it is. It's a rule. That's the way it is. Okay. So therefore, Vedic system was a combination. Now, you may say, let us change the system, let us change. You can change 100 systems. But unless people agree to follow the Lord, the direction of the Lord, they will never be happy. Either you try democracy, you try monarchy, you try any system. End of the day, if Krishna is not satisfied, the system is a failure. Okay? It's not proposition. Therefore, we cannot change the system today. The world has accepted democracy around the world, mostly, I think 95%. There are few, 4-5%, few remaining monarchs. Hardly you can count on the finger. But still, Prabhupada said you cannot change the system now. You have to live with the system, be realistic. What we can do, Prabhupada says now, there should be mass propagation of message of Krishna consciousness. Not to 1 or 2 people, the mass. Just like we have become the small instrument in that, mass education. But see, if we educate 1 million people at a time, say 1 million, 10 million, it's all possible. When we can almost reach 1 lakh with, say, 50 teachers, definitely 50 teachers can become 500 teachers tomorrow. Everybody is teaching now. Brahmana means he create more Brahmanas. A teacher means he create more teachers. So tomorrow, every teacher creates 10 teachers. Okay, may not be 1 year, 2 year, 3 year. Every teacher should create 10 teachers. Then it becomes 10 times more. So 1 million. Then same thing follows, and 2-3 years, another 10. Each teacher creates. Then 10 million. How much is the population? Okay, 100 million. Just like vaccine, we have to also plan, vaccinate everybody. So just like they're planning, by end of the year, everybody will be vaccinated. That's the plan government wants to put up. We should also have a plan. 5 year, everybody would have done this course of our Understand Gita, or similar course done by us. Not only we are one privilege, there are so many other wonderful devotees. But together, we have done a basic course of Krishna consciousness. Everybody has gone through it. And then look at the change. Prabhupada says if everybody becomes a Bhagavata, devotee to the Lord, they will elect a Mahabhagavata to be the leader. Why they elect a joker? Like I remember once my mother came to me. She said, you spoiled the life of my daughter. I said, why? He said, see, she is so strict now. When I said you have to get married, I said, find me a husband who doesn't drink, who doesn't eat meat, who doesn't gamble, who doesn't have any relation outside marriage, no girlfriends. Only that person has married. And we organized many meetings. And the first thing he asked on the face, do you drink? And all the boys drink today. He said, yes. And she said, sorry, I'll not marry you. You eat meat? He said, yes. She said, I'm sorry, I'll not marry you. So just like a girl could become strict, the whole subject will also be strict. That's the first question they'll ask somebody who comes for voting. Sir, do you drink? Yes, sorry, I cannot give a vote to you. Sir, do you gamble? Yes, so sorry, sir, I cannot give vote to you. So have you read Bhagavad Gita? No. Sir, sorry, I cannot give vote to you. You want to represent the Lord and you don't even know what is God. What kind of representative you are? You are a joker. See, the world belongs to Krishna. You want to represent Krishna, you should know what is the will of Krishna. What is the will of Krishna? And then you can represent it. You don't even know what Krishna wants. How are you going to represent it? So you don't even know who is Krishna. Forget about will of Krishna. Proper the dharma means to obey the Lord. People do not even accept God. What dharma they'll follow today? That's the joke. So therefore, this was the system, very nice, ideal system. But today we can implement in a way that does make everybody a devotee. Correct? And at least that's what happens. If you honestly repeat Bhagavad Gita, when Arjuna heard Bhagavad Gita, he became a devotee. So if suppose we are properly representing Krishna and not polluting the message, not adulterating the message, anybody who hears Bhagavad Gita should become a devotee. At least become a Bhagavata, if not Mahabhagavata. And the person who's Mahabhagavata naturally get elected. Bhagavata always elect Mahabhagavata. Unless you are a devotee, you cannot understand what is the devotion. And then you will appreciate a Mahabhagavata, great devotee, and he'll become the leader and world will become peaceful. Then how will that can be accomplished? Prabhupada gave not only the classes, he said the books they should have. Both should be there. The people get Prabhupada books. You teach or not, one day they will read. True, to properly study the book, they need a teacher. Therefore, many people said that Gita at their home, they never read. But once they attended classes, they understood. So it's some people make it controversial, but it's not controversial, it's logical. Once somebody asked the Prabhupada, people can read your books, no? Prabhupada said, no, we should teach them. So the Prabhupada, but everything is there in the books. Prabhupada said, no. Somebody knows the essence, should explain. Just like in school and college, now there is so much corona problem and all. Why they conducting online classes, please tell me. Why don't they stop it at all? Books are available, soft copy today. Everybody has a mobile. If they can attend online classes, definitely they have a smartphone rather, not even a simple mobile. Then everybody can download a book. All the school can send the book in PDF form. They can study in the whole year and give an exam. Why schools are having a teachers? You tell me the logical. Why schools are having teachers? What does the teacher contribute at all? Just think about it. Teacher knows what is there in the book. He has studied properly. He knows what is there in the book and not study independently under guidance of another teachers. And therefore, with his help, you can easily understand the book. If it is, you don't need, many people have today an idea. I have Bhagavad Gita and I have proper Bhagavad Gita, purports. I don't need a teacher. Tell me one thing then. Why for your children you are organizing teachers? And stop that also. Stop that. Just give them the books to study. It will not work out. You need a teacher. You need a teacher. For any small subject, you need a teacher, practically speaking. Similarly, that's a service. And people should come forward. Those who have understood, those who have followed, and also been trained, they should come. Yes, I want to do that service. It's a service. And people need that. There is a very nice example one devotee gave. Just like when you see snake in the road, when there is a rope, in the road there is a rope, but you see it as snake. Where is the snake? Not in the road, it's in your mind. So when you are reading in the beginning stages, you actually do not read. You still are having your own concepts in the mind, which you see in the book. It's not easy to read word by word and become an empty slate and see what is there in the book. It's not easy. Therefore, we need a teacher who doesn't see snakes when they rope, or at least whose level of hearing is better than yours. Just like chanting. Why do you need a guru? Anybody can chant Hare Krishna, go back to God. Anybody can do that. No, sir. Without guidance of a guru, it is not possible to chant Harinama purely. When you read, they take advice of Guru Sadhu Shastra, they guide us and they make explain to us the glories of the holy name. They explain to us who is Krishna, whose name they are chanting, to chant properly. Okay? So this all is done very nicely. So today we make this understanding very much that Krishna took so much trouble to make Yudhishthira the emperor. And millions of people died for that. Doesn't matter. It was worth the sacrifice. Why? Because such a noble king. Very great noble king. When he ruled, it was Vaikuntha on earth. It is described in the Bhagavatam. It was Vaikuntha on earth. It was very opulent. There were no anxieties. Even seasons were pleasant. And this whole country was full of happiness. Therefore, Krishna made the sacrifice of Mahabharata happen. Because there was no other way. Yudhishthira could have been made the ruler. And he wanted that. He has the right to choose who should be the ruler. And suppose somebody comes in, nobody can place any obstacle in the plan of the Lord. Whoever came in the obstacle were removed. Okay, Hare Krishna. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, everybody.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Prabhuji.
Prabhuji.
Only good people feel so much guilt.
Prabhuji.
Yudhishthira felt guilt because he was a great man.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
And women particularly always they are wasting their time in feeling guilt only कि ये मेरे से गलती हो गई. कुछ भी होगा वो यही सोचेंगे कि I have done something wrong. The other person is doing something wrong. मैंने ही कुछ किया होगा. Something like that. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Today and that Bhakti Shastri is starting from 10 to 12.
Orientation. Today also is orientation. Last, what is involved? I tell you, 75% people will run away when they know what is involved.
Okay, Prabhu. Yes, thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Now it is a qualification, but there is a lot of work now. Hare Krishna. Mataji, you write a mail to me, okay?
Hare Krishna.
Navanya Mataji, another write a mail, I'll send you the link. Okay? Or you ask Mataji, she'll give you the link. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Rubasya Kripa Sindhu. Lavanya Mataji, please write a mail to me. Pancha Kalpata Rubasya Kripa Sindhu. Patita